All right, folks, Vitek here from Wani, and with us today we have one and only Shagrath of DIMMU BORGIR. How you doing today, brother?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Busy times, but it's the way it should be, so I can't complain. Thank you.
Absolutely. So before we start the interview, I want to congratulate you. You got the international chart success, today, and you cracked Germany number one, Austria number one, Finland number one, Sweden number one, and obviously the other countries as well. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's really good to wake up to that news today. So that made me really happy, and it also shows that the fans are being supportive. So that's great news.
Absolutely, that this DVD has been happening for a lot, for years now, and people have been waiting for it to finally be released, and it's already out. Fans are loving it, press are loving it. So far, from your perspective, how has been the response from the DIMMU BORGIR fans and probably some new fans?
Well, I know that people have been waiting for this release for a long time, and we felt like we needed to include a second show. So we made a really nice packaging for this Forces of the Northern Night. We also included the Vakin show just to give our fans something special, something extra because they have been waiting for such a long time. So the response so far seemed to be really great. I'm overwhelmed by the good feedbacks I have got so far. Also been tagged in a lot of posts from Instagram where people have taken a picture of their latest purchase with the DVD and the vinyl versions. And as far as I have seen, it's been overwhelming great feedback. So I'm really happy that people appreciate all the hard work we put into this. So it's good to see for us.
Absolutely. It took years in the making, finally out. And again, like I said, you're cracking the charts. So, when we talk about the expectations, the DIMMU BORGIR have set with the DVD. And obviously, it again, possibly adds a pressure to the band that, the next material, it could be an album, it could be a DVD in the future, has to be something that should be above the par what you've released today.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. But yeah, we have just completed our new album, which we have spent almost 2 years in the making. So now we have completed the new record, and what I can say, I can not reveal too many details about it, but we are very proud of it. It sounds great. The song arrangements are very good, and we can't wait to share it with the rest of the world. And it also includes a lot of old elements which DIMMU BORGIR are known for, but we have also taken it a step further. So it also includes more progressive elements, more primitive black metal parts, but it also the symphonic elements which we are known for. So it's I can't wait to finally get to release this album later in the fall and to share it with the world. It's going to be great. So we are back in business.
Back in business, that's right. That's really good to hear. Now, you mentioned about the progressive sound, obviously the black metal sound, and DIMMU has always been, categorized as a black metal band, and then you went on into the symphonic world. So, would it be safe to say that the next record is possibly you guys heading to more diverse sound, more experimentation than just being a black metal band?
It's all about what we feel there and then. It's the creativity, and every album is linked to a certain time period in your life and what you're about. But what I can say, it all comes as a natural progression. For us as a band, it's important to look forward and not go backwards. Certain people don't like progression, but for us as artists, it's very important to challenge ourselves and try out new elements, new things, and do things our own way. A lot of people complain about, oh, you should sound like you did in '95, or it doesn't make any sense for us to go back in time. We need to look forward. So but the new record has also a lot of elements throughout the whole history of Dimmu Borgir. So it's also something for each one, you know. Yeah.
That sounds really great. And you've done a fabulous job, on the DVD by keeping everyone involved. I mean, as that's something which is very important as a lead person in the band, and you sound, on the stage on this DVD exactly like it sounds on the record. So, though for me as a Dimmu Borgir fan, it's a definition of epic and relentlessness. As you're there on the show, you're ripping it apart. How's it been for you? What, and obviously it's been a long time since the DVD was shot, but remembering walking, you on stage, you got the choir in there, you got the insane 75,000 people out there, and you're just giving your 200%.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's always a challenge when you involve so many people in a production, and you can only imagine when we have a 35 changeover from the band, or when you play outdoor festival. A lot of things can go wrong, but we are fortunate enough to work with very professional people and a big team with a lot of arrangements. The planning is involved, so we made it happen, and I'm looking back at it now. It's definitely a really great achievement in life to be able to not just play these two shows, but also be able to share these shows with the world that was not part of these two concerts. So I feel really proud, and it's a lot of time and dedication put into this work. So it's great to see that people appreciate it, and we are very happy with the results, of course. And yeah, it's great.
Sounds really good. From a business perspective, you guys obviously, been so many years since you guys didn't play a show, and we're probably in the background writing songs or taking some break. Every year the business model changed. So has the industry, as you're already aware of. So when you look back, the Abra Dabra, the 2010. 2011 side, and now you look at the 2017 side, you have a big gap. So, have you guys kind of planned how the business has changed? Obviously, as a band, you guys would have discussed about it, the change in the industry, and how you got to adapt it.
Yeah, we are a band who have put 100% effort into this band for 25 years now, and time changes, and we needed to slow down the pace a little bit because things has been going really fast for Dimmu Borgir. Today we are a bit older and hopefully a little bit wiser, and just do things in our own tempo. We don't compromise. So we just do what we want to do, and thing takes time, And in the connection with the previous album, we toured the world, and we have also focused 2 years creating a new record, and in 2018 we did a lot of festivals and a lot of things happening behind the scenes that people are not aware of. So by any means we have not been lazy. It's always constant work with Dimmu Borgir. It's a 24/7 machinery, But for also today, as older, we also, we have families, we have children, we have other priorities in life. We also have some side projects we're working on, and it's all everything takes time, and out of nowhere, it's been 7 years. So yeah, it's been a while for the fans to wait, but at least they will get something authentic and great when we first release something, and it's going to be worth the wait.
Absolutely. When we talk about the orchestra, and I got to know that you've not used the real orchestra, but the sound on the record is very real and very organic. So, Avi, you worked with Jens Pogren, one of my favorite producers. What has he brought this time? What has he taken out of your souls, so to speak? Because he's that one producer who doesn't like to change the sound of the band, but he just hones it. He makes it. He grows it even further.
Yeah, I think it was very clear for us that we wanted to use Fascination Street Studio for this new album. It was also a new experience for Dimmu Borgir because we have never worked with Jens Pogren before. So we were not totally sure of how this would go in the beginning. So we kind of had to get get to know each other, but we are also a band who have a full vision of what we want to do. So it's always been like that. I mean, we are the producers behind this record. But of course, Jens Bogren has helped a lot to help out with the great ideas and sounds and all kinds of adjustments to this new record. So I have to give him credit for that, of course. And but it was a new experience for us because he works a little bit differently from other producers we have used before. So, but it all turned out great in the end, and it's going to be amazing. So.
That's really good to hear. And obviously, the subject when it comes to DIMMU BORGIR has always been about it's been about black metal and satanist in the past or whatever. And but then you guys moved on with more like the redemption, the power, the rebirth, and other concepts. So when we talk about from the new record point of view, are you trying to maintain the balance between the satanic elements to the redemption elements, or it's just like right now at this point of time, 2017, whatever you felt is probably applicable to the album?
Yeah, I mean it's a natural progression, as I said earlier. It's each record represents certain themes that we are focusing on, and what will come next, you just have to wait and see, basically. So it will be different, and it's also Forces of the Northern Night is kind of it's the latest release, but it also represents an end to an era, because now we are starting with a blank page with something different again. So it's new concepts, new approach, new look, new atmosphere, but in the same time we will also keep it in DIMMU BORGIR world.
Indeed, watching the DVD, how important I felt was the camera angles, which really made it even interesting. Because when you got so many cameras being placed when you're when you're shooting the big huge stage, it's also the angles that makes it more realistic for me sitting at home and watching the DVD via a video stream. Made me kind of feel that I'm right there on the show. That's how the entire DVD was shot. So that's again very important aspect of shooting it and making it feel more realistic.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I think that's the right way to put it. It's a great experience. It's also, I think that the songs represent it in a very good way because the orchestra is very dynamic. It's very analog, and it's gives it the right feel. Absolutely. So it's a great experience to see it with the pictures and also sound in the same time. So I would agree with you on that.
Absolutely, that's really good to hear. And you've been part of the metal scene for 90s. I mean, you've seen the deepest, the darkest, insane moments of the Norwegian black metal, and then obviously all the bands have progressed at what they were back in the day. What they are now. When you look at this entire black metal scene, how it has evolved, how it's become more about experimentation and not just the blast beats and those high distorted riffs. What is the most important lesson you have learned as a black metal artist over the course of the last, let's say, 3 decades?
Well, that's an interesting question. I see it as the past is the past. I've been in this scene for almost 30 years now. Black metal is very much alive today. It's bigger than ever before, which is even strange to me, but it's also, I think it's really great. Norwegian bands specifically are known for delivering quality products and great, authentic, fantastic albums. And from the early 90s, it was a different thing. But what was good from that time period was especially the great album releases. From bands like Dark Throne, Satyricon, Burzum, Emperor, Enslaved, and all these great bands, and it was a very magical time, but also some of this magic has faded a little bit, because the times are different now, from what it was back in the 90s. But still the scene is stronger than ever, so that's for me it's really fantastic. So. That's great. But of course, you grow older, you become better at what you do. you evolve like most people do, and you change into new directions, and you want to try out new things musically. And as an artist, this is very important to evolve. So you know, some people will like progression and what you do, and some people won't. So it's all about tastes, and we just do the things that feel right for us.
All right, that's really cool to hear. Well, thanks again for sparing some time. It was a great having a chat with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Take care.